External validation or internal validation. External validation or internal validation. Which one of these drives you guys? Which one of those are you internally motivated or are you externally motivated? Do you need other people to motivate you? Do you need somebody to cheer you on? Do you need somebody to encourage you? Do you need somebody to, in order for you to perform and to do your daily habits, your non-negotiables, in order for you to execute, do you need somebody to tell you to do the work? Because external validation is not sustainable. You guys need to learn how to become internally driven. You guys really do. It's okay to jump on social media and like check out some role models and people that are working and they have good productive habits. But what happens when they aren't there for you? What happens when something happens with their account or you can't view their daily actions? Do you slip? Do you fall when they slip, when their systems slip? Because that's what I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about today. Many of you guys know that I served in the 75th Ranger Regiment. I was an infantry officer there. That was a big jump for me. It was a personal transformation because I was a quitter in life. I went from quitter to 1%er. I did that in the military, and then I ran 100 miles in the Colorado Rockies with no train up, zero. No train up. I was running earlier in the year. I was doing a lot of cardio, but for about a month, maybe more, I wasn't training endurance. And then I was signed up for a 100-mile race, and I completed it. And I didn't do that race because of some external factor. I did it for me. I live in Florida for me. I got out of the military for me. You guys are living your lives for other people. Meaning other people are telling you to do the jobs that you're doing, and that's why you hate your life. Now, when I say I do it for me, let me correct this, okay? And I'm going to teach you guys in this video, so don't I'm going to teach you how to create internal validation so you can stop with this external validation bullshit. You don't need anybody else externally validating you, okay? What you need to do is learn how to have that internal validation where you're patting yourself on the back, okay? Now, it's not wrong to have external validation. I love it. I'm a perfectionist. I love it when people tell me I'm doing a good job, but it's not what's driving me. Okay, so I ran that 100-mile race, and then 4 months later, I was out of the military because I was internally motivated to get out of the military. So how do you guys shift? How do you shift somebody from being externally motivated to being internally driven? Well, what's external validation? External motivation, or excuse me, external validation is when I'm on the track with you and I'm telling you to run your fastest 400 meters and I'm yelling at you the whole time, externally motivating you. But can you drive yourself higher? Can you get yourself to perform internally? When it comes to your guys' habits, your daily habits, right? You guys all want a better body. You want more money. You want a better life. You want a better relationship. Everything that you want in life is only going to come to you through the law of cause and effect, right? Through the law of cause and effect. In other words, you reap what you sow. So if you fail to put in the work and because you're not internally driven, you're not going to get shit back from life. There is these people out there. I was just talking to my wife about this. Why are there so many people out there that believe that they should be given something without giving anything? You know, there's people that struggle with their career or business or their body, but they want the result of those areas. They want a better business, more money, better body, but they fail to put in the inputs. There is nothing in life given without giving something. So we have to teach each other. You have to become internally driven. You have to be able to execute when nobody is watching. So how do you do that? Purpose, motherfucker. You become internally driven when you know why the fuck you're doing it. Okay. I just wrapped up my second session today. Today I lifted in the evening versus in the morning. And point is that, you know, it would have been easy to just take the day off from that training and only get the one session in. But I chose to show up and do the second session. Why did I chose up and do the second session in the evening when I didn't want to? And why is it that I can work out 7 days a week and I never stop? You guys, I believe in being a disciplined and tough person. I don't want a day off to get soft. Like, that's just not my style. And I tried the other route. I tried taking those days off, and it didn't work for me. What worked for me is staying on point all the time, 100% discipline. Because if I slip a little bit, man, it fucking goes crazy. Jeremiah Sullivan is either going to be a very disciplined and focused person or a shit show. So how did I show up today at the gym? Well, I showed up because I'm internally driven. I know why I need to go to the gym. I'm building a motherfucker. When you guys go to the gym, how come so many of you guys just go to the gym just to freaking look in the mirror and talk shit to yourself? You go in, you start doing the curls, you start doing the bench press, and the whole time you're talking about how shitty you look. And that's what you're doing. You're talking to yourself. You're talking down to yourself the whole time. When you're building a motherfucker, when you go into the gym, you should be talking yourself up, not out, not down. You should be going in there and looking, as you're doing the bicep curl, you're like, fuck, I got some work to do, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it, motherfucker. Look at that guy. That's a savage in the making. That's a tough motherfucker in the making. That's a disciplined person in the making. I came to the gym today. Your guys' self-talk sucks so bad. How could you ever be internally driven? If you want to become internally driven, that's where you got to start. You got to start with your self-talk. You got to change the fucking narrative, guys. And that starts in the very first thing when you wake up. I guarantee most of you guys are negative when you wake up. You need to flip that script and become positive in the morning. That's your first step. And when you develop a positive mindset in the morning, it's easier to finish the day with a positive mindset. So when you wake up and you look at that alarm clock, instead of saying, oh, poor me, having plum syndrome, poor little old me, why don't you look at that alarm clock and be like, God damn, here's another chance for me to build myself into a bad motherfucker, man. Start affirming that positive self-talk to yourself. And then when you get up and you go into the bathroom and you start freaking brushing your teeth, when you look in the mirror, don't look at yourself like a sad sack of shit. Look at yourself as the best version of you. And if you're not that version yet, just see it when you look in the mirror. You can change your perception. You can see the discipline, focus, sober, lethal motherfucker when you look in that mirror. A lot of you guys are looking in the mirror and you're looking at the past. You're looking at who you have been versus who you could be. Stop looking in the mirror at the less and seeing a less than version of you. See your potential. You want to become internally driven, the first thing is that you got to work on your self-talk. You got to auto-suggest positive self-talk to yourself starting in the morning. Second thing that you got to do to become internally driven is to see your self-image as the best version of you. You got to always see yourself as the person that's becoming the best version of you. Because when you don't want to go to the gym and you're like, fuck, I want to go home and just eat some peanut butter or order some Uber Eats or whatever the hell, you say, nah, motherfucker, because I'm building this version of me. I can see the image in my mind of who I am about to become, and all it takes is one more rep, one more workout, and I'm going to go in that damn gym and I'm going to build. You want to become internally driven, you want to see things through, and you want to change your entire life. Those are the keys, guys. These are some of the keys. You work on that self-talk. You change your self-image. You start by looking in the mirror in the morning and you see yourself as what you could be, not as what you have been. Get inspired. And then the last thing that you do to become internally driven is you just do the fucking work regardless of your feelings. You push your feelings. People will tell you that it's, we need to validate our feelings and all this type of shit. And there's a time and a place for that. But most of the time, if I listened to my feelings, I would never get anything done. I would never become anything because I would be constantly cutting a corner and finding an easier path. If you guys want to become internally driven, you take the freaking action step that you know you need to take. You do the workout. And then when you go and do the workout and you've pushed aside those emotions, you start to feel good. You start to feel motivated. You go from a state of desperation to a state of motivation through willing your way to do the work. Do you understand? Do you understand that this process of this process of creating motivation and momentum in your life is within your control? And that if you guys want to become internally driven, it's a combination of daily habits and activities that put you into this state that only gets you to where you want to go, and it keeps you away from where you don't want to be. Control the narrative inside of your mindset. Look at yourself as the future version of you. Control your self-image and take motherfucking action every single day. That is how you become internally driven, because when you do those three things, there's no other option than to be driven. Guys, I love you. I hope you enjoyed this video that fired you the fuck up. It fired me up, and it just made me want to kick ass more. And I love you guys. We'll see you in the next video. Conquer all.